Salute, General, Iro, Musa, Etiquette. I'm affectionately referred to as General Etiquette, and I've been thinking. I've been thinking about a variety of subject matter, but today specifically, I've been thinking about solitude. So first and foremost, shout out to Clubhouse. Shout out to the Clubhouse app. You know what I mean? I just recently hopped on it. You can find me on Clubhouse at the Kevin Speaks. That's Instagram as well, at the Kevin Speaks, and obviously on YouTube at the Kevin Speaks. So check me out on Clubhouse, but that's a dope app, right? So I was on Clubhouse and I was listening to a poignant conversation about relationships, and then they started to segue into solitude, and that's what I wanted to highlight, right? The conversation came up about solitude, and I wanted to sit down and talk about that for a little bit because the relevance that solitude has to relationships is that oftentimes we find ourselves in prolonged relationships or unhealthy relationships because of our inability to be by ourselves. Now, I know it's more difficult for some than others, right? While you have introverts and you have extroverts, some people actually draw energy, inspiration, and actually do their best when they're in communal and open environments, right? When they're around a bunch of people. And that has its place and is very, very necessary, right? The world is about navigating relationships. Most oftentimes when you're at a job, right, the most part about the job, the most things that you have to figure out and navigate is the navigation of people in those relationships. So all of those things are salient. With that being said, solitude is necessary. Solitude is necessary for you to receive messages. It's necessary for you to digest and process. It's necessary for you to catch up with yourself, to check in with yourself. Solitude is the time that you make for you, right? And I know I'm guilty of it. I like to be on the go, especially being from Brooklyn, right? There's a pace about New York City that oftentimes can have you feel like if you're not necessarily doing something productive or proactive, you're not making the best use of your time. But that's not always and necessarily true. Solitude is a time for rest. It's a time to unplug, because the truth is when you tap in with people, when you leave your house, you plug into the matrix, right? Solitude is a time to rest. It's a time to unpack, right? It's a time to plan, process, right? Reorient yourself, right? Be real with yourself. Ask yourself what's working, what isn't working, right? Solitude is extremely necessary. And for me, I know I've gotten to a point where I can go party by myself. I heard people on the chat alluding to going to the movies by themselves. People are traveling by themselves right now. Outside of the component of, I would always say, keep your head on the swivel and make sure you're extremely safe. But from the standpoint of actual solitude, I would suggest people start doing more things by themselves. I know me coming up, there was always a bunch of things that I wanted to try. And I always felt stifled, right? Because, like, for example, even going to the movies or going to a party or going somewhere different or trying something out of the norm, whatever it may be, there's always an underlying and unspoken social stigma against doing things by yourself, right? Because it has the presumption that you don't have any friends, or you don't have people willing or who love you enough to come and support and do those things with you. And while it's great to experience things with your loved ones, those are memories that you're going to cherish, right, for a lifetime. You also get stifled because no two people are alike. And there are a lot of people who want to do things, who want to try things. And if they feel like they can't get people together to do it, all of a sudden, now the plan stops. Now they can't do the thing that they wanted to do. That's not the way that we have to live our lives. It's important and it's necessary to experience and enjoy life with others and our loved ones, but solitude is necessary. Experiencing things by yourself is necessary. Going into new environments by yourself is necessary. Sitting down with and checking in with yourself is necessary. That's how you heal. That's how you forgive yourself. That's how you unpack the many different things you have running through your mind. You have to unplug, and you have to be able to be comfortable sitting with yourself. It's just like fitness, it's just like everything else. Everything on the tolerance scale and on the tolerance metric. You have to build up your ability to sit with yourself. Boredom is real. Loneliness is real. All of these things are real. And the way that you combat that is to truly love yourself, right? To be able to sit with yourself, to be able to be alone, to be able to find inspiration and draw energy from recharging with yourself. It makes you self-sufficient in a way. We are communal creatures. We do need one another, but we need our ability to be alone, right? So this topic came up, and I definitely wanted to chop it up with you guys, because you know what we do here. We build community through thought-provoking discourse. That's what we doing here. We promote growth. We promote love. We promote collaboration. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my guys. We're doing a dope live. I want you to go follow my guy Bam Bam, and I want you to go follow my guy Broly Gaines. Both of them on Instagram and YouTube. That's Bam Bam and my guy Broly Gaines. Follow them. We dropped a dope live. We dropping dope lives. We got a podcast coming soon that we trying to sit down and, like I said, talk about and unpack the many different things that we feel like aren't being addressed, that are applicable and or relevant to our lives, right? So you know how I do. If nobody said it, I love you. If nobody said it, I'm proud of you. And if you see me in the street, man, say what's up, but you probably won't because of the Rona. So I prefer you salute. General, Iro, Musa, etiquette.